Hey guys! Chances are we're all at work right now, and some of us who are not at work are gonna be at work at some point. When you're at work, you have a lot of things to deal with. You have a lot of meetings, you have a lot of tasks, you have a lot of projects that are going on, and all of that is just a huge mess. So today, we're going to present you with a bunch of productivity tools that are going to help you in your daily work routine. Whether it's your projects or tasks or the team meetings that you have to participate in, we've got the ultimate toolkit for you. So let's get going. Okay, starting our toolkit from the scheduling apps, right? Because we all schedule calls. The first scheduling app that we have for you is Calendly. Calendly is your new way of organizing your time and helping other people set up meetings according to your time. Basically, all you do is you fill out your free available time slots and you send them over to your coworkers or teammates with a link, just a link, and they get to decide when they meet with you. And they get to pick which time is good for them to schedule a meeting with you. It's super fast and easy and effortless. Calendly has wonderful features. It helps notify every single team member when they have an upcoming call. They detect time zones, so whether you're here or 1,000 miles away, you can absolutely schedule a call and follow up anytime you want. It is also integratable with all the calendar apps like Google, Outlook, iCloud, Office 365. Anything that works for you works for Calendly. So next time when you're scheduling a call, you can definitely use Calendly. Okay, so the next app that we're going to talk about is Doodle, which is almost the exact opposite of Calendly in a way that you're not the one setting your available time slots, but your teammates. All that Doodle does, which is a very cool name because Doodle is when we doodle during meetings when it's boring, but okay, never mind. Basically, all the other coworkers and teammates get to set their available time for the meeting. So any time that works for coworkers and teammates goes into a similar unified place where you can see all of them and schedule your meeting accordingly. You can see in a centralized place whether some of your coworkers or teammates have a busy schedule, or are they available for a 10-minute meeting or a one-on-one. Anything works actually. It is also easy to see whether the time zones are different or the same and whether everyone can make it to the meeting. All you do is you just skip all those back and forth emails of whether you can make it to a 2 p.m. meeting or anywhere else, especially if you're in a different time zone than them. You just skip all that and just use Doodle. Everyone sees it, everyone gets notified, and everyone makes it to the meeting. Easy as that. Last scheduling app that we're going to talk about is Float. Float is a bit different than your average scheduling apps because it doesn't only show the available time, but also the available bandwidth and resources. So if a person is working on something, you're going to see that. You're going to see what they're working on, what their available hours are, and how much of workload they have. Generally, this can help you plan your projects through the dashboard and make sure that no one is overloaded with any additional tasks. And this can also be your ultimate way of keeping your team all together and everyone aware of what they're doing. So keep Float going. If you are going to try one of the scheduling apps, you should definitely let us know how it goes in the comments below. Go do it right now. I'm watching. I'm not seeing your comment! Sorry, serious, super serious. Let's get going with our productivity tools. And the first one that we're starting off with is Krisp. Krisp is a noise cancelling application that is muting background noise in your calls in real time. So whether you're on a one-on-one or a team meeting, it generally removes the noise that is going from you to other participants of the call and removing the noise coming from them to you. So it's a two-directional noise removal that is going to help you have a productive meeting. It can be paired with any conferencing apps, whether it's Zoom, WebEx, Skype, Hangouts, anything just works. And it can also be used with any sort of headset or wireless or wired speakers and microphones. Anything works with Krisp generally. So next time you hop on a call, give it a try. Now, if you need the opposite of silence, you can always use Noisli. Noisli is going to help you concentrate during your work. It's just background noise, but it's relaxing and soothing background noise. Whether it's thunder, it's rain, it's forest fire, or it's just this wonderful white noise, you can absolutely enjoy it. through Noisli, and you can even make a combination out of it, whether you want just Thunder, Rain, and Forest all together or anything else. So next time you're struggling with a task, maybe Noisli is gonna help you concentrate better. Now, if you need a real productivity boost, you know what you have to do. You know it. You have to get rid of all the distractions that you have, whether it's social media, whether it's phone calls or text messages, they're all just gonna ruin your work. You procrastinate and it's bad. Instead, what you should do is you should have Freedom, which is an app that restricts your freedom. Freedom is just a step away from ruining your procrastination. You get freedom, you set it all up for all the sites that you think are going to distract you from getting your work done, and it's gonna block you. You have no way of getting into them, not even for a little. So it blocks all the sites that you think are going to distract you and make you procrastinate in a single effort. And all you do is you focus on your work and don't let them crawl anywhere near you. Try Freedom, and maybe you'll get a real taste of what freedom is like. We all take notes, whether it's on our computers, whether it's a sticky note, whether it's in our phones or anywhere, we still take notes and they're scattered everywhere, and finding them and making sense out of them is so difficult because our handwriting can be crooked sometimes. I don't know about yours, but mine is. So why not use an app for that? There, which is this minimalistic app that just lets you write whatever you want, or maybe jot down notes as you go, and if you don't have time, it can be all synced across your own devices and just get you going whenever you want to. All you do is you write down, and the app background and the interface is so seamless that you do not have to worry about anything else, and it's distraction free. So you can try that. It could be your next beautiful note-taking app that doesn't take much effort to make sense of. Next time when you have to jot down a note or give your creativity a thought, Bear can help you out. Along with your productivity, there are things that you have to take care of, like time management. Time management is a big deal, especially if you're a huge procrastinator like me and you have tight deadlines crawling up to the corner and bugging you. If you're working together with your team, it's better if you keep track of who's doing what. Now, Clockify is going to help you with that because it's going to track your time and everybody else's time. All you do is you have to log your hours into a timesheet through a timer, and then you can make your report. It can be customizable, looking exactly how you want it to look, and visualize your entire workflow of the project. And you can actually turn it into billable hours and export it and show your team. You can also invite your team to Clockify if you want to know what they're working on and if they have any available time or not. They can log their time as well, and they can show what they're working on, and you can completely visualize your project from every aspect and from every team member. Clockify is going to help you lots in here. I guess it's time to go over general productivity tools that can benefit you and your team and anyone at all. And we're going to start with IA Writer. IA Writer is going to help you focus on writing right off the bat. So you have a blank sheet of paper, you just look at it and the ideas come flowing. It is going to have a wonderful feature of disappearing titles, so you can write the text and have content blocks, and you can add hashtags, you can add customizable writing fonts, you can do checkboxes, bullet points, anything that you think is going to help you write better and be more creative and just enjoy and have pleasure in what you're doing. IA Writer is the fast, accessible way of giving your thoughts a visualization. So next time you have something to think about and you want to throw your thoughts out there on a paper, maybe IA Writer is right for you. We all spend time across different social media platforms or communities or forums. We just spend a lot of time, whether it's work-related or just for ourselves alone. We just do it, and sometimes we see something that is cool, but we don't have any means to save it. You can use Instapaper. Instapaper lets you save anything you see across all the platforms, and it doesn't matter what device you use because it syncs across all the devices, and you can even see it offline. If there is an interesting text or a quote that you want to share, you can just select it and share directly. Next time that you have something cool to share with your friends, whether it's a video or an article, go ahead and use Instapaper. We all have meetings. Notes during meetings is a very common thing because we usually send follow-ups to our colleagues or coworkers that didn't make it to the meeting, or we want to catch up what happened during the meeting. So what's a quick way to make notes? Otter. Otter is your new AI-powered assistant that is going to take notes instead of you. Whether you're having a lecture, an interview, or an important meeting, whether it's a team meeting, you can record absolutely anything. You can even import recordings that you have made in advance, and it's going to take notes out for you. And you can also share those notes with all your colleagues and coworkers whenever you need to, without any effort. Now, since it's AI powered, it's also learning as you go. So the more meetings you have, the more recordings you have, the better is Otter going to get. Now we're going to move on to the organizing apps. Basically, we're going to start with Trello. And I think you may have heard about Trello, and if you haven't, it made Kanban boards a thing. It's just really easy to use, really easy to visualize what projects you have going on, and it's really easy to see who is working on what, because you can assign cards and you can put a description on cards, you can actually label them and attach files if you need to, and you can move around the cards anytime you're working on a task and it's going to the done folder. It's really great. And you can also customize the background image. What else do you need? Use Trello for your project management. Another cool app for staying super organized is Notion. It's a relatively new player in the field, but it got everything that you need, everything in one place. Notion is your new way of organizing your tasks, seeing what workflows you have, what calendars you have, or if you want to customize, or if you want to just rewrite something, you can do it. You just do it without any distractions, because Notion is just this one straight thing that is taking you away from the world and letting you concentrate on whatever that you're doing. If you're planning on writing about something, you can do it through Notion, and it's gonna take you a couple of minutes to concentrate because everything else is taken away. You're distraction free. You can manage your project, you can manage your tasks, you can manage your meetings and calendars. Anything works. You can even put emojis anywhere you like. So you can just use Notion as you please. So, Notion is your next new best friend whenever you're managing a project, managing your tasks, managing your time, managing your meetings, and just writing your thoughts. Anything works. Use Notion. Next app that we're going to talk about is Proofhub, which is just like Notion, but more for teams. So you can talk with your team with in-app chats, you can schedule meetings together with team calendars, you can also keep your workflows in place with the Kanban boards. Anything just works. All you do is that you keep the communication with your team all together, and you have a bunch of cloud storage anytime you want. Everything is at your disposal, and you can spend time focusing on your work and focusing on the great communication with your teammates, whether it's asynchronous or not. So you can use Proofhub for your teams anytime you like. Now it's time to move on to the collaboration apps. A big bundle. Let's start with Twist. So the awesome Todoist company that is behind this app, they had a lot of trouble trying to get their communication going because most of them are in different time zones, and it's a real struggle to keep everyone on the same topic and not go back scrolling up through their communication apps all the time. So the essence of Twist is that you don't just talk to your teammates, but rather there are threads which are getting stored under specific topics. So if you want to know and be aware of a single topic, you can go and check out the entire thread. And this helps all the teammates in a way that it enhances the asynchronous communication. So you do not get bugged with notifications every single time. You just go read whenever you want, and then you focus on your work all together. So try Twist and let us know how it goes in the comments. Next app that we're going to talk about is mainly for designers because it can transform a lengthy 2-hour, 3-hour design meeting into a simple collaboration between the designers and all those who are involved in the project. We're talking about InVision. InVision lets you upload your prototype and upload your mockups or anything that you want and share it with your colleagues anytime. And basically they get the chance to leave notes or feedback or anything that they think about what you've done and how wonderful your work is, right? So all you have to do is just get them going, and you can write on a whiteboard, you can send a note, and everyone is going to see who the author of the note is, and the response is going to be great. So next time you try your designer meetings, just opt for InVision instead. Let's face it, your team works on a huge project, and chances are that everything is scattered everywhere. The files that you share are across different folders on different clouds. The tasks that you share are across different project management tools. The people that you work with are across different countries in different time zones. What brings you all together? Basecamp. The essence of Basecamp is in enhancing collaboration and communication together with your team. What you do is you add everyone and then you work on everything together. You have a single workflow and everything is in one place, whether it's a group chat, whether it's the tasks, whether it's the files and storage that you share. Anything you can access for one single platform and it makes the job easier. So you can even invite guest members that are going to have access to certain files. All together, you're going to have one way to work on a project, and that's Basecamp. Imagine you have something huge to work on, but you don't have the motivation to do it. What do? You use Todoist, because Todoist is going to completely transform your work and personal life and make it even more organized. You can create tasks, projects, and schedules that are going to work exactly for you. You can assign them anytime, you can change them, and you can visualize them whenever you want. What you do is you set a goal, you visualize your productivity trend, and then you start working towards your goals and dreams. You have your tasks, you prioritize them, you can move them around, and even if you forget about them, they're important. So Todoist is going to remind you anytime you have something huge to work on, or if it's just a grocery list that you have to get out of the way, Todoist is going to be your buddy to help. We've mentioned quite a lot of productivity apps, didn't we? How are you going to log into them? Remember passwords? 12 characters, special symbols, uppercase, lowercase, numbers, anything. It's going to be really hard, I'm telling you. Remembering passwords is a real deal, so you can make it easier with 1Password. So 1Password is completely going to transform you and your memory, because it's going to do it for you. It's going to keep them in one vault all together, and you don't have to remember any of it. It's going to automatically log you in anywhere you want, and you don't have to remember all those special characters every single time. You don't even have to manually type them in. Just copy and paste. There is no hassle to remember any passwords at all. Just your 1Password to log into it, 1Password. There you go, we showed you a bunch of new productivity apps that you can try now. Definitely let us know how it goes. And also, let us know which one is your favorite productivity tool down in the comments below. That's all for now. We'll see you later. Bye! Last but not least, why is my voice weird? Whenever your teams are in need of a really cool communication tech? What? Just so you know, this cup is empty, and if I want to drink some coffee, I drink from this cup right here, which is really cool. So what Twist does, did I just spit? Freedom! Okay, never mind. I'm a very serious person.
1 hour later.
Thank you for the noise. It's very ironic that we're a Krisp office, but there is a lot of noise in our office. By the way, just another random information. I have this wonderful laptop that has all the Krisp stickers on it, and I love it. Thank you very much. So, one try. Did I spit again? I'm sorry. We're good to go. We're at work right now. 3 people in a tiny room, a lot of lights around, and it's super hot, so we're doing it. Okay, thank you. Bye. Did you just say thank you? Bye.